Hi.
Hi.
I've been aspiring to write for Transformers since I was about 14 years old. So I was wondering about y'all's advice on how do folks cross the barrier from fan to official writer? Like, have you seen it done before?
Bob is an editor, so has been an editor. So
well, I was an editor a century ago, so things have probably changed. I guess there are so many outlets these days that didn't exist when I was editing comics. All sorts of online stuff, and people can self-publish and put things online. So that's where a lot of fans begin. How to translate that into getting the attention of an actual publishing company that'll actually pay you to do this? I'm a little bit at a loss, but it's really not each company has their own policies about how to submit work. Obviously, you go to conventions, you try to meet publishers, representatives there, hopefully editors, and talk to them and develop a relationship with them. I think it's just, it's probably persistence as much as anything else, but I don't think there's any one specific way you could describe. Sometimes you're at the right place at the right time, sometimes you get to know a person, or you know somebody working at a company, or you find some little to get yourself noticed. Like with Transformers, I didn't walk into the editor-in-chief's office and demand to work on Transformers. I happened to be at the right place at the right time. He was looking for somebody desperately to develop these character profiles, and I was about the fifth choice. The other four guys turned him down, and I was able to do it over a weekend and continue doing it. So I was in the right place at the right time and was able to seize the opportunity. But that was just my story. Everybody has their own story, and I don't know what the best way to do it is, frankly, these days. But I think there's so many people out there getting their work out in all sorts of venues, and you just got to keep pushing. Do you have anything to add?
I mean, my thing would be to find an artist to kind of collaborate with, because an editor is not going to read a text document cold, they don't want to sort of see that this will translate into like a published, workable reading comic, a readable comic, and that's kind of it. And it also helps to even like self-published, you'll have more chance of an editor like reading like an actual comic, like possibly a PDF, but definitely kind of like something they can kind of hold, and kind of flick through and kind of give a chance to, because they're not going to spend the time. Like it's the old story that writers can't get their portfolios looked at conventions, because an artist can be hired and have been hired on like one page, but like that's not going to happen at like a convention with a sample. So I think if you're serious about writing, first of all, I wouldn't sort of focus on purely like it's Transformers is what I want to write. Having said that, all I wanted to do was draw Transformers when I was younger, and it did happen. But so there's obviously something to be said for focusing. But I guess just make sure you can write anything, like you can put a story together, kind of like, beginning, middle, ending, have them be strong, have characters be strong. And I guess you're going to have to find a good collaborator to kind of do. So even if it is like a self-published kind of like a fan fiction effort, but then even fan fiction, a Transformers editor is not going to read Transformers fan fiction purely because, like, people come up to me at the table today, like I haven't got any Transformers gigs booked writing-wise. But I can't listen to anyone sort of say, hey, do you know what would be good for the Wreckers? Because, if somehow, it sparks something off, or even if I kind of arrive at that's something like independently, that person could be saying, oh, but I gave Nick that idea. Do you know what I mean? So it's like an unsolicited idea. So I would try and come up with, I guess it's hard. Just come up with your own, create your own universe, or, come up with your own story. But I try and maybe put something original together in a package of some kind, like so, and shows like this are great, and there is an online community now where you can find talented artists who are looking for a good script, and an artist will give up their time to draw and finish a good script. So if your script is good enough, you will find someone to kind of use their weekends to kind of put together like a sample. So I guess that, but then also going to these shows are good if there's editors there, which there aren't any here, but like stuff like San Diego Comic Con or New York City Comic Con, New York Comic Con, are you get like an IDW editor there, or any comic company editors there, but building up a relationship and sort of showing that you're kind of that you're just like you carry yourself professionally, or that you're not like a crackpot in person, means that they might sort of say, hey, yeah, shoot me an email, Like I got the job writing just purely by chance. They were looking for a new direction, going to do a series of new spotlights, and they sort of said we weren't going to use Simon on them, and did I know anyone? And because like I had built a relationship with Chris Ryle because of just like relatively well-written emails that showed I'm you know, I know the stories and I can probably get my storytelling and the artwork told them that I can, you know, I have the chops to tell a story. That's how I got my chance because I'd already drawn the comics for them. So it was mainly, I guess, essentially through a relationship that I built with an editor, and I guess I built that relationship by drawing Transformers comics. So it's, you know, that's not the route that everyone can take, you know. Right. So, but I think, yeah. But
your route and mine are kind of similar.
Really,
We were both in the right spot and when the opportunity came up, we were able to seize that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, because we were both. Well, were you staff or you?
No, just freelance. But
freelancing. But you had a relationship with an editor.
Yeah, really strong.
I was on staff. I had a relationship with my superior, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's one way of doing it. You know, starting here and moving up to there. But there's, like you're saying, the self-publishing, you're finding a collaborator, getting something in print, very important these days.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and the people, money is kind of short on the ground, but I don't know. It's sometimes if you really believe in your writing, maybe kind of hiring an artist or at least kind of compensating an artist for their time. But that's, you know, I'm not saying that, like, again, that's not going to be a nailed on way to get through either, like, and all. But I know some people who have done it. Do you know what I mean? So, but good luck though.
All right, thank you.
Best of luck.